Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Thursday, March 26th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we also look at a couple of the yen pairs. As always, we start off with the US dollar index daily time frame because that basically tells us what the main direction we should be trading in on all the dollar pairs themselves. And I still think that this down here is potentially the end of a pullback on the weekly, the end of a three-wave move on the weekly. I think this is a one, I think this is a two, and I think this is a wave three. I was expecting us to be in a wave four. Now this definitely looks like a one, two, three, four, five of three. The problem is that most wave fours do take out structure in the wave three, and this definitely never took out structure. So if it just keeps on going up from here, which it definitely could, then I would actually still call this a wave three because the wave three never got broken. So if it just keeps on going up from here, then it's not a wave four, it's not a wave five, but it's potentially still a wave three trend. This is the whole reason why I was kind of thinking that maybe we would get another push down like that before we actually went up, because that would be a more proper wave four, wave five, wave three pattern. Either way, we are definitely overall still very, very bullish on the dollar index. Going down to the sort of time phase, I mean, this could just be a complete pullback. I mean, this might just be the bottom right here. This might just keep on trending up. The higher time frames are definitely bullish, and if the higher time frames are bullish, then we do have to realize that it might just keep going. The problem I have is that this looks very, very corrective, and the move on all the dollar pairs looks very, very corrective, which is one of the reasons why in the last couple of days I've been saying that maybe this is a WXY, this is a W, this is an X, and it's going to go down again for a Y. And then once it goes down and grabs the structure from the wave three, like I was showing on the daily time frame, that's when it's going to end up continuing back up for the wave five, completing a wave four. Shorter ways, let's keep this analysis in mind because in my eyes, this analysis is more important than the analysis on any of the other individual pairs themselves. So going to the euro dollar back up to the daily time frame, if the dollar index really is in a wave four, then the euro dollar is also in a wave four, which means this would be a one, two, three right here. The problem I have with this continuing the downtrend from here, which I do agree is very, very possible. The problem I have with that analysis is that a wave four normally has to take out structure of the wave three. It never did take out structure of the wave three, so that's why I still think there's a chance that we may end up pushing up one more time. Then if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, this thing made a big move up on Monday that happened unexpectedly late in the day because of something that Trump said. And then literally the whole rest of the week has just been very slow, very overlapping, very, very corrective. To me, this move looks extremely, extremely corrective relevant to the move up, which is another reason why I think we perhaps are going to bounce from one of these fib levels, potentially break structure to the upside, and make another wave to the upside. Like I said, that all these dollar pairs look like they've been in a crescent all week long, which is why I still think there's a good chance we're going to get another push up. Moving on to the pound dollar to the daily time frame. The pound dollar is the same. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if it did just keep on going down, just like I said on the euro dollar. But if this is a wave one and a wave two and a wave three, and this is really a wave four, you would kind of expect it to go up and properly break this structure before it went down and made a wave five. And if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, just like the euro dollar, we had that big push up on Monday, which happened from that news, which really wasn't even news, and I think it was just Trump tweeting. But that big move up, ever since then, we have literally been in a very sideways, very overlapping sideways movement to the upside, which really makes me think that this move down is a pullback to this move up. I still think there's a good likelihood we could bounce, we could break structure, and it could end up continuing the uptrend. Now, it's all relevant to what time frame you're trading, because if you're trading the very short time frames on any of these pairs, then you would be looking for shorts if you're trading like the 1 minute, 5 minute time frame until you get a break of structure to the upside on this 1 hour. If you're more of like a 1 hour time frame trader and up like I am, then you're waiting for the fib bounce and you're waiting for the break up in order to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. Moving on to the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is definitely a little different just because it is more of a risk on, risk off pair. I mean, it still kind of looks like it needs to make a wave four, a proper wave four to finish off this move down. Maybe this is like a leading diagonal wave A or a leading diagonal wave one on the daily time frame. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, I was thinking that this big impulsive move up in the breaker structure that we had from Monday was the A. I was thinking this same thing on all the dollar pairs really, and that this was a B, and that eventually we were going to push up again for a wave C, and this was going to be a wave 4, and then eventually it was going to go down and make a wave 5 like I showed on the daily. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it just kept on pushing down and it did close below the 78%, which is kind of a clue that maybe it will keep pushing down. It's just all the dollar pairs to me look extremely slow corrective. It looks like they're making a pullback to the last move up and that they're going to make a higher low and push up again. We'll have to see if that really is what's going on here, but it definitely looks like that on all the dollar pairs. Moving on to the US dollar CAD, the US dollar CAD is quite a bit different. We're trying to determine right now whether this wave up is a wave C or a wave 3. I personally think it's a wave 3, and I personally think that even if it does go down, it'll just be a pullback within an uptrend. I think that it needs to go up and take out this high. I personally think that the US dollar CAD is very, very bullish, especially if you look at my weekly time frame analysis, which I have to go to the weekly to see. I think the US dollar CAD is in a wave C right now, and I think it's going to go all the way up to about 1.42 area. So definitely very bullish on this one. That's why on the sort of time phase, like the daily and under, I don't think it's an ABC. I think it's a 1, 2, 3. Anyways, going down to the 1 hour time frame, that doesn't mean that it potentially might not be getting ready to make a pullback, right? Ever since this low, we had higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, which is good because if we break this higher low that is really close to current price, then we'll know that this whole wave from here to here is over. Then you potentially could start looking for shorts. I would assume that the move down would be a pullback to this move up, someplace between 38 and 78% of this move up right here. So I would be looking at anything to the downside as likely a pullback, but a pullback would likely last several days and give us several sorting opportunities along the way. We really need to see the breaker structure to even prove that it really is making a pullback, though. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss overall is pretty much the same. I mean, I think eventually it is going to go up and take out this high. I was just thinking that it needs to make a more proper pullback, a proper 1, 2, 3 pullback before it does go up. But, sometimes that counter trend thinking is what gets you in trouble because the daily is definitely up and the weekly is definitely up, and it could just keep on going up and breaking this structure like I've been forecasting that it will. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, this looks all very, very corrective. We had this big impulsive down, we had this break of structure. Now, I may just be overcomplicating it. I mean, this could just be an ABC, and it might just keep on trending up, making higher highs, higher lows. But this move up right here is very overlapping, just like all the other dollar pairs, which is why I still think there's a chance that it could break down and make another wave to the downside, like I was showing on the daily time frame before it actually continues up. Technically, the 1 hour time frame is telling you, um, well, technically, it broke structure here, so really it's telling you to try to look for shorts. But the fact that it's been making higher lows this whole time tells you that if you're trading below the 1 hour time frame, you would have been looking for longs pretty much all week long. If you're trading above the 1 hour time frame, you're still trying to wait to see if this is the end of the correction for a possible sorting opportunity. Anyways, moving on to gold. I think gold is very, very clearly in a wave 4. So I think this is a 1, this is a 2, this bottom is a 3. I think we're in a wave 4, which I don't think is over yet. I think it needs to go up again and then possibly down like that for a wave 5. So I think we're still in a wave 4 in the sort of time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, like I've been explaining, I think this wave 4 needs to last at least until Friday, maybe even Monday next week. I personally think this is an A. I think this is probably more likely making either a running or an expanding. If it's a running or an expanding, then it'll go down, take out this low to finish off a wave B, and then it'll go up like this to finish off a wave C. If it's a running, it can make a higher low compared to the wave A, right? It could be a higher low, and then it could go up like that for the wave C. Either way, though, I think that this wave 4 is not finished yet. I think it's going to turn into something like this. It's either going to make a running or an expanding A, B, C, or B, and then it's potentially going to go up and make a C, maybe to like the 50% before it decides to go down for the higher time frame, wave 5. So definitely seems very clear that that's what's going on there. Technically, it hasn't broken structure to the downside yet, and I would be keeping an eye on my Fibonacci retracement, but if it's an expanding, then it will break down. If it's a running, it possibly will break down also. So just keep an eye on those fib levels. If it does break to the upside at a Fibonacci retracement level, then we definitely want to go back to looking for longs. If it doesn't break to the upside at a Fibonacci level, we would just keep on looking for shorts every single chance we get. Moving on to the US dollar yen. All the yen pairs do work like they are trying to make a top on the very high time phase. This definitely did break structure, which would make you think that this move up would make a lower high and it would go down again. So we are definitely keeping an eye out on sort of time frames to see if we get a lower high and a break to the downside. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, technically we had this breakdown, and then just like the other dollar pairs, it's been very overlapping, which is why I was originally thinking it was going to make a little bit of a lower high, but maybe this is an A and maybe this is a B and this is actually a wave C, and it actually is going to take out the high and then break structure to the downside and then continue down. Until you actually get a break of structure to the downside on this time frame, I mean, technically you would be looking for longs, especially if you are trading below the 1 hour time frame. So keep an eye out for that. The fact that we're closing above the 78% is usually a sign that it will go up and take out the previous high also. But if it breaks structure to the downside, definitely stop looking for longs and start looking for shorts again. Moving on to the euro yen. The yen pairs have been pretty slow this week. Really, a lot of the pairs that we follow have been very, very, very slow this week. I'm still wondering if this right here is some sort of a top on the weekly, like this is the top, and this is like either an A or a 1, and this is now either a B or a 2, and this is an A, this is a B, and this is a C, and potentially it could take the highs, it could make a lower high. Either way, I think eventually it's going to end up breaking down and going down for a wave C or possibly a wave 3. Either way, we're still technically looking for longs on sort of time frames because there's no proof that this move up is over yet. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we need to see a break of structure to the downside to prove that it's going down. Our current structure is right here because that's where the last pullback ended. So if it breaks this low, I would definitely become bearish. Otherwise, anything I see to the downside, I would definitely still be looking at as possibly just a pullback within an uptrend. This pair is definitely still telling us to look for longs. It's been very, very, very slow going this week. I think for most of the dollar pairs and most of the yen pairs, pretty much all the pairs really. I think everybody's kind of waiting to see what happens um, in Iran. Moving on to the pound yen. Pound yen, pretty much the same story. I mean, we had this break of structure to the downside, which is why I was thinking this move up right here possibly is going to make a lower high, and possibly end up pushing down like that. But until we get a break of structure on the sort of time phase, we definitely would still be looking for longs. Now, unfortunately, our structure, I think, is way down here. This is our structure. These little structures right here don't really tell me anything because this is the most recent high. This never did go up and make a new high, which means that this is the current structure. This could go down, take out all these lows right here, then still make a higher low and still end up continuing up. This is the break of structure right here that would turn me bearish and tell me that it's time to start looking for shorts in a downtrend. So until it actually goes out and breaks this low right here, we are definitely still looking for longs. We're definitely still looking at anything we see to the downside as possibly just an ABC or some sort of a different variant of a pullback within an uptrend. So anyways, if you'd like to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, so you can join my Discord community and be part of, and if you would like to follow along with all my trades, I do share every single trade I take with the group at the exact time of entry. Check out my website, fxpipcollector.com. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.